but we are having challenges with getting audio, and what we are trying to do is to get a very clean audio to a direct audio, so that those online will benefit like they are in the class. We don't want an audio that will be picking the whole environment, the ambience, and all of that. So, and interestingly, it's part of what we are going to discuss in class today. This thing that happened, maybe that's why it's giving us issue. We have not had this issue for the past 2 weeks that we've started. But we don't know, everything is just failing us this morning. However, we still have another option, and I think we are good to go. So quickly, because we have spent so much time trying to start up. This morning we are going to start. We're going to start with audio interface. Audio interface, and straight I will go into my slide. Introduction. An audio interface is a hardware device that connects to a computer or other recording equipment to facilitate high-quality audio inputs and outputs. It serves as a bridge between microphones, instruments, and speakers or headphones, converting analog signal into digital for recording, editing, and playback. Interestingly, I wanted to use the class, our own class, this connection to boast this morning. Unfortunately, something is not connecting. Now, when it comes to sound with your computer, and you are using an external microphone, you need a device that is going to convert whatever signal you're sending from that microphone into your computer. You will agree with me that there is no spot in a computer where you can plug a microphone directly. There is no port. When I'm saying port, P-O-R-T, there's no connector, no microphone that you can connect directly. Your XLR,
there is
your jack plug and all of that. There, you can't connect it to your microphone and to your computer directly. So you need an interface, and that's what we're discussing this morning. So, and that interface, what it does is that it converts analog to digital through a USB. And this is an example of an audio interface. This is a sound card. So it converts whatever you send into it, the analog you send into it, into a digital, whereby you can access directly from your system. So we are going to still go into all these connectors, because this is what we want to treat this morning. Now, this is a Canon. This is a male XLR cable. It's called XLR. So you connect it into this guy, into a sound card. Every sound card will take this guy. Either they take this or they take jack. It's still the same thing. So this guy now converts whatever you're sending into it to your system through a USB cable. And this is the USB cable. This is your printer cable. It's a USB cable. And our regular USB that everybody knows. Everybody say USB, Universal Serial Board and Bus. That's what it is. So this is a type A. This is a type B. And now we have introduced type C. That type C that we all say is a USB. It's also a USB. So, but we are going along the line, we are going to get into that. So this guy is connected to this, and this man gets connected to your USB port on your system. So that is how we convert our analog, a microphone or a sound, into your computer. So you can hear the sound. If we have to display when we get to recording, you are going to see how the wave is going to form. For example, if I was recording with a DAW, you will be when I'm talking now, you are going to see the wave with the waves of my voice forming on the signal, forming on the system. So that is how this audio interface works. So audio interfaces are essential for music production. And this is what they use in the studio. So you want to record, you have a studio, any kind of studio you have, you need a digital an interface, an audio interface. So this is what you use. So this is a two channel. There are some 4 channels, 8 channels, and 1 channel. So along the line, you will understand why you need more than one channel or two channels, and so on. So for podcasting, like I'm doing now in the studio, you see people put a mic. Last week we treated microphones. So there is a condenser mic or a dynamic mic on the table, and two people are talking. Or just like I'm doing now, there's a mic attached to me. Unfortunately, that's what we want to. That's what we used last week. But unfortunately, our technology is not cooperating with us. So, so when people are talking in the studio, when people are conversing, this is the technology. This is what converts whatever they use into the system. Then from the system, you can transmit anywhere, just like we are transmitting right now through Google Meet. If anybody is anywhere in the world, in as much that person has internet access, with the link, we are going to communicate. So podcasting, voiceover, live production and streaming and field, and this is the same thing that we use for our live production. When you join us on YouTube, when you join us, when I say us now, I'm talking about this stuff, using this stuff as a case study. Once you join us online, this is still the same medium that is being used anywhere in the world. Once you have this, you are good. So now, okay, I've mentioned this analog to digital. That's what this guy does. It's analog to digital. Then you can also convert digital back to analog. It's still the same thing. And this is how to convert digital back to analog. Sorry, should have brought this out. So this is my headphone. This headphone, somebody is recording us, somebody is monitoring whatever signal we are sending into the hey. Sorry. So this is a headphone. So this guy now connects back to this. Usually there is an output here. This is for headphone. So you can monitor whatever is entering. Whatever is entering this guy, you can monitor it. So you can always monitor before it gets into the system. So you just plug this. So, and this is analog, of course, because you are getting back from the sound card, from your audio interface back to the headphone. And from this too, you can take signal out. So that is how it works. This is how it works. You want to ask a question? Okay. Yes, you can. Okay. How does that work? Okay, we are getting to that. Directly into your laptop, right? Yes. It's working. It's the same way. We will get to that. So, yes, sir. Is there a particular software that one can use to access this one? Yes. That is there's no particular. Usually, this guy once it comes, usually your system should see it automatically. Yes, it will. Once I plug it, the system will recognize it and say you plug the device. So sometimes the system will prompt you to ask you that, do you want to use this? Because when you plug this guy, it takes over your sound properties on your laptop or your system. It takes over. It gives this priority. Yes. That what? Come again? Yes. Anything that goes into the laptop. Yes. Yes, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yes, it's the same thing. So it's two ways. This guy, your system will detect it automatically, and it's going to take over your system, your laptop, such that if I plug headphone into the port of this laptop, I might not hear sound. And we'll get to that because this guy has taken over. And this thing messes engineers up. And we're going to get to that when we get to audiovisual, because it has gone beyond now knowing only audio. You need to know the video part of it. And if you're a video person too, you need to know the audio part of it, because it's going to mess you up. Sometimes you will get into a work or a field, and I know it's not my fault, it's your fault. My video is showing, sort out your audio. Meanwhile, it's the guy's equipment that has messed your job. but we'll get to that. So the sound card, it does both ways, convert analog to digital and digital back to analog. So let's move on. Then preamps, microphone preamps are just your knobs. In a layman language, this volume that is called preamps. This volume. So it's what it does is that it enhances weak signal to a strong signal. So for example, somebody is talking, you're sending a signal into this sound card, or it is a sound card and it's also an audio interface. You're sending a signal into it, but the signal is very weak, it's very low. What you need to do is just to turn up this guy, increase the volume, so it's going to boost the signal. So it's called preamps. And the interesting thing about preamps is that it is what the manufacturers sell, more they sell, because preamps of devices differs. There are some preamps when you turn it up, it comes with noise, and there are some preamps when you increase the signal, we still maintain that low level. You won't have it. We still maintain that quietness, but your signal level will be up. Your signal level will be up without increasing, without bringing up noise. So high-end equipment have better preamps. Have better preamp. You can like now you like, for example, now you can compare the preamp of this guy, this mixer, this little mixer here, to that guy over there. Is different to the Midas, to the AG96. So high quality preamps reduce noise and improve clarity. Okay, that's what I just said now. It's reduce noise and improve clarity. So the lower the quality of your preamp, the more noise it's going to bring up. So you get some places, some people bring out their sound card and this thing is very clean, it's very, but you introduce your own. By the time you turn up the knobs, you begin to hear horn, noise, and all of that. So, meaning you need to increase signal to noise ratio. You have to drop your own preamp, and wherever you're getting your source from, you will tell them to help you out. So, input and output, we have XLR for microphones, TRS, TS, XLR microphone. Though I'm still going to that. This is an XLR microphone, and this is a 3-pin. We'll get to that. This is a male, and while this is a female, a male and a female. So then we have TRS and TS, T-ring sleeve. So this is a TS. It's not a this is a TS. We have TS and we have TRS. TS has only one ring. Yes. TS rather doesn't have ring. Then TRS have ring. That R is ring, S is sleeve, T is tip. This is that connector has the TRS. Which one? Remove this guy. Okay, good. Good. Just that we might not be able to see it from there. And okay, let me see. Wait. I can pass it. I can even pass it around. This is it. Yes, I have one. So this is a TRS. That's the ring. That's the ring. And this is yes, the divider. So and this is the
TRS. The one that with one black divider is TS.
So
this is this. See, this is the why this is.
Okay, so let's go, and when I get to the diagram, we will understand. We'll still go there. So now we have phantom power. We talked about phantom power the other day. So what phantom power does that it powers, it supplies 48 volts and it powers required for condenser mic. We talked about it last week, so you don't need to move on. So there are some certain devices too that you need to power. So most times a standard mixer has a phantom power which you will engage. So because if you plug your condenser mic to this man and you don't phantom power it, it will not work. So some audio interface has phantom power, like this one. I think this one too has. Yeah, this one has 48 volts. Once you engage it, it's going to power whatever plug here. If it's a condenser mic, because if it's a condenser mic and you don't power it with 48 volts, your phantom power is not going to work. So you just be struggling. There's no signal. There's no signal. It's because you have not engaged it. Except the condenser mic is using external battery that you can use. But a dynamic mic, once you plug it straight up, you have your signal.
So what's the implication of putting phantom in a dynamic mic? Does it have any implication?
Well, it can damage it because you're supplying a voltage that it doesn't need. However, 48 volts is negligible. But a long over time, if it's you just leave it there permanently. But if it's within a short
Does
time,
it make any noise?
no. Sometimes it makes noise. Sometimes it introduces noise. Sometimes, sometimes you don't have, maybe depending on the quality of the microphone. So we also have a MIDI, which that is a controller that connects something like we have if you have been to our broadcast room. There is a small something like a keyboard on the desk there. It's a MIDI, it's a controller. And so it's also an interface. Whereby in studio, if you go to a studio, that's where you find most of these things. You can punch some, you can play some lines on those things, and you have it on your system. So then USB, most common suitable for home studios. We have USB 2.0. The usual USB is 2.0. So then we have the 3.0, the 3.1, and the 3.0 is the Type C. Some of these now 3.1. In fact, I like 3.2 is also out now. So, and it's suitable for home studios, and it is faster. That's just the application for the Type A, the Type B, the Type C. They also have Thunderbolt, lower latency. Latency means delay. When we say something has latency, that means it has delay. You are speaking and you are transmitting signal and it's not getting there on time. Then you say it has latency. So then we have Firewire too. Firewire, though it's old standard. I don't have a Firewire cable. It's going to extinction now. It's going to extinction now. So those we still use. Some people still use it, but it's going out of what? The USB, the Dante, and all of that. We're coming to that. Sample rate. Sample rate. When you get to recording, the person that is going to take us recording, we dig more on this. But let me just talk a bit on it. Audio is sampled per second. 44, 48, 96, and 192. So what it means that the whatever the audio, whatever signal you can capture in a second, because how the digital this is binaries, is numbers. So how it works is that once you're sending a signal, once you're generating a signal, so the system tries as much as possible to capture whatever you are transmitting at times, and it does that per second. So the richness, the quality of what it captures is that sample rate. So we have 44, we have 48, we have 96. That is the quality. So audio quality, 44, it's fine. But for video, 48 is better. So when you are doing a video, ensure that you are doing 48. You have all these settings on your door. That's the digital audio works. Whatever audio once you plug this guy and you launch your software for recording, you can select your sample rate yourself. However, the higher you select, the higher the number, the more space is going to consume. It occupies. But then we have beat too. Beat is the dynamic range. What is dynamic range? Dynamic range is the level of quietness of the signal you're sending to a higher level. So when I'm talking, maybe I'm whispering and I talk loud at the same time. So that difference between when I talk softly and when I speak up is your dynamic range. That's your beat depth. But what it means is that the fact that I'm speaking, the fact that I'm whispering or it's a bit quiet, it should still be rich. It should be audible. It should be audible. And you can see this when you are watching most foreign movies, even when they are talking at a very low level, you don't have to increase the volume of your, if you have not been paying attention, you don't have to increase the volume of your whatever you're watching. You can still hear it because the bit depth is the bit depth, it's it's okay. So
So are you saying that if I, in the process of setup, if I don't use the right bit depth, it will, is that what happens in the African Magic and the Nigerian?
no, I just use that as an example. There are still dynamics to that because when we go into that, we need to go into compression and all of that. So there are still some elements to that. But what I'm just trying to say is that even at the quiet moment, whatever you are capturing is still full.
Okay.
Yes, the resolution is still okay.
When I use 24.
Yes, with the higher the bit. Yes. So that's why we advise that you should use nothing less than 24 bits. 24, 32, it's fine. 16, well, it's still okay, but it's of the lower.
But does it also increase the size, just like sample rates too? Does it increase it?
Yes, of course. Yes. Your depth. It has, yes, it has. The latency, I've talked about latency, the delay between input and output. Low latency performance is crucial for real-time recording. So now, connectivity. Audio interface connects to computers and other devices. I've mentioned it. Then each with its own advantages in terms of speed, latency, and compatibility. So there's also compatibility issues. Now there are some devices that will work with Mac that will not work with Windows. Some will work with Windows, some will not work with Mac. So we need to, when you are choosing devices, and we'll get to that in this thing, when you're choosing devices, you need to pay attention to this. So then you need to pay attention to latency, because latency too is an issue, especially when you're streaming video. Of course, when you're streaming video, it goes with audio. Sometimes you see that the image does not sync with the voice. And so that's it's. There are several things that could cause that, but there's something we call embedded. There's an embedded device. What I'm trying to say is that when it comes to transmitting video and audio at the same time, there are two ways. You see that you embed your audio and video with a device such that whatever you are streaming with, you are sending video. I mean that your video gets into that device and your audio too gets into that device. So that device will help you to embed the audio and video. So at the output, you have the sync intact. You have the sync intact. There is another way of doing it, and that's what we were trying to do. This when we were trying to send audio to this guy directly, I'm not sure if what we are even transmitting now is going to embed. I'm not sure. I don't know, but maybe Google Meet we resolve that. Technology may resolve that. But what the phone does is that when we send audio directly to this guy, and you are recording at the same time, there is the mechanism that will embed both video and audio, and everything will go at the same time, and it will lip sync. But if you do it separately, then that's where we get some of those issues. And for example, if you stream too, if you have a professional camera here, it's safe for you to get audio and patch it into the camera, so that as the camera is recording, it's getting direct audio, and whatever you are sending out, either you're sending out through HDMI or through SDI, you have your embedded audio and video. Yeah. But if you are recording and you are getting audio separately, then the another way of doing it is that to embed through a software. We can. I'm going beyond my class. I will get there. Let me not distract us. So now USB. Yeah.
So being in concept of video cameras, check your photo camera.
Come again. Sorry, I was distracted.
video formats that somebody is shooting on, or the camera people is shooting on.
Okay.
Does it affect the quality of video? If I'm shooting on probably 720,
Okay.
does it affect the quality?
No. The quality of the
Sound.
of the audio. No. It doesn't.
Doesn't that?
It doesn't. Even when you are doing 4K.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't. Does it?
I thought it's really pictures.
No. If he's using direct audio now.
Okay, it's using direct audio.
Direct audio. Direct audio. So USB. How is this moving? Type C. Okay. So your Type C is 3.0, 3.1, 3.2. So an interesting about Type C is reversible. Both sides. It's not particular way. It's not like the old Android cable whereby you need to pay attention when you are plugging it. But Type C, you can plug it from both sides. Then the Pro is widely compatible both with Mac, Windows, Linux. The latest iPhones now, I learned this Type C, right? It's Type C that is called. So Android too, they are on Type C. So the technology, there's a way the technology is going. In fact, the new laptops now, they are Type C. I think they've taken out the USB, the normal USB, and that USB, I said, is Type A. The regular, yes, is Type A. So it's affordable and easy to use. Bus powered options available and so on. So cons, that is what you should have. What's the disadvantage of the USB? The USB 2.0 can struggle with high channel counts. When you want to load it, when you begin to push quality audio, then it might begin to jerk. So Thunderbolt, much faster than USB. The latency is very low. And I don't have a Thunderbolt here. It would have showed us. So it's best for professional studios, high track counts, recording, and low latency monitoring. Then you have the examples of Thunderbolt. All these things are converters that you can use with your system. You can use with your system with an audio interface. So because if you use a Thunderbolt, if this guy supports Thunderbolt, and it supports our normal regular USB too. Somebody that uses the USB with this guy and the other person that uses the Thunderbolt will not get the same results. The other Thunderbolt will be faster and will be able to take in more data at a fast rate. So then we also have PCI card. Those that are used to computer, you know this. Unfortunately, I don't have a PCI card here. I would have loved to show us. You see, your desktop, though, this one work most for the desktop. Your desktop, your desktop computer, you have several ports behind the desktop where you plug your VGA, your USB, and some other stuff. It's actually a card that's on the motherboard. It's a card. So that card is called PCI. Why is this? It's called PCIe, peripheral component interface or interconnecting something. So only for desktops, not laptops. So it's also good because it connects directly to the motherboard of the system. Then Firewire is also obsolete now. Those days we use Firewire to record our concert here. So and there's a lot of work because the Firewire, number one, light must not go off. It must not shake. If it shakes, once you hit record, nothing must affect it. Once you just you want to plug something, oh God, everything that you have been recording is gone. Because what it does is that so until after, once you click stop, that is when it is now safe. Yeah. So that technology, so it's now obsolete. And the thing about it is that there are some sound, those days the sound cards, the audio interface are big, and we have one. It's as big as this guy. So we now have about 16 channels on this guy. We have another one, 16 channels. So So depending on the number of channels you want to record, so you are going to pick the signal one after the other. So stable for its time, good for mid-size this thing. Okay, the accounts is obsolete, no modern computer support it, requires adapters on newer system. So then this is the main thing now on ground now. Dante, somebody will take us on Dante. So but let me speak a bit on Dante. So this one uses Cat5 cable, Cat 5e and Cat 6, not Cat 5.
To transfer audio.
Yes, to transmit audio in real time. In real time. So what we use every audio setup that I mentioned to do, we just use a network cable now to achieve it. Just one network cable. If we have 100 channels, one network cable will give me that 100 channels in split seconds. So those days when we do a Christmas concert here, it's a big deal to record. It's a big deal to do recording, and we'll need to have backup in case something happens. But now with my laptop and my Dante technology, that's all. I just need to plug the network cable into this guy. In as much I have Dante software on it, and it also use an interface. But the interface again, that's interesting about technology. The interface software, it's called virtual sound card. So without virtual sound card,
so I don't need this.
You don't need this. Why
I think it's timed, so it has a
okay.
time that it moves. That's the way
Okay. So and that's what we use for our broadcast.
Yes,
you see this board here,
yes.
the Midas AG96 has a Dante card.
Okay.
So whatever is connected, whatever is happening on that board, whatever signal that we get from stage, with that network cable, automatically it gets to the broadcast. So if we have, for example, we have 60 channels here. So with that network cable, it transmits 60 channel to the system upstairs. And what we use upstairs is a system. We don't have a hardware there. We don't have a physical board. So that's what we use for our online. If you are joining us online with Daystar service, whatever you are listening to, we are mixing from a computer system with the use of technology. And it's so clean. So because with that now it has eliminated cable noise. All these no cable has noise on. Meaning you have transmitted 60. You have 60 of this. You have transmitted 60 of this with just one network cable. Yes. Yes. So with this now, like T-Money now, when he gets a gig and he wants to go and there's a concert somewhere, say, okay, come and help us. We want you to come and do our online mix for this concert. He just needs to go with his laptop. In as much the board, the system over there has a Dante card. That's all. So you just get there, please, sir, can I plug this? And he plugs it, and he launches his software, his door. It's going to see all the channels. And the interesting thing about mixing with a system is that you can play with plugins, you can play with softwares, different softwares. Only network cable. Yes, only network. Yes, in as much that board has in as much the board they are using support, so it has a hardware. It's a hardware. Yes, you installed on the board. There's an hardware. Yeah, there's an hardware. Yes, on the board. If you go behind this board now, see, there's an hardware on the board. But interestingly, there are some boards too that support that hardware. So like your M32, you can buy a Dante hardware on it. So you just open it and install it. That is that PCIe that I said, PCIe card. Yes. You can just install it on it.
You will not buy the Dante PCIe card and now install it.
Yes, on the board. So then you just pay for the license. Yes, the Dante has the license, of course. That's the license.
Yearly or just
a one-off. It depends. There are some that is one-off, there are some that is yearly, but most of the time, because there are several things that Dante does. So I don't want to go into Dante. Like I said, there's somebody that will take us like that. It's only Dante that can take us, and there is a course on it. You can do it. It's free online. It's free. Yes, it's free. It's free. So before they now monetize it, so you have the opportunity of doing it. So with that, if you understand that technology enough, at least I can make bold to say that we are the first set. We are one of the first set of people that utilize Dante, at least in Nigeria. A lot of people are called to ask, "This your audio? How do you do this?" Is some people came to check. This is it. It's just explore technology. And now when we are recording, every Sunday now we do multi-track recording. Every Sunday we do multi-track that those days it's planned. It's a project on its own. But it's now child's play. Once you have a system, sometimes we will record up, record down, record on stage, because we also have a module there too that we just plug in. But I must warn, it has a switch. If you want to enjoy that, you need to use a gigabit switch because of the data. So a gigabit switch, not just a regular switch.
The work of the switch?
One of the switch is that that Dante card. Once you get your signal out of the Dante card, instead of plugging into your system direct, you can plug it to your system direct. You get it. But what if you want to give other people audio? So you just plug that guy into that switch. So if that switch is 48, if it's a 48 channel switch, you can have 48 multi-track systems. Yes, and it's going to be working.
Because I usually look what is the essence of this switch.
Okay, yeah, that's the essence. So if your system now is Dante enabled, if you get there on Sunday, just plug your network in. You're going to get all our signals. So that is how it works. So,
sir, my question, sir.
Okay, you want to ask a question?
Now, with this Dante technology, and the advance going on in audio,
okay,
all these digital mixing boards now,
okay,
are they now, your experience, are they now beginning to incorporate Dante into their,
yes,
and are we safe to say, okay, maybe any you are buying now,
yes,
will be Dante compliant?
Yes.
Is it safe to say that?
Very safe, very safe. That is where the technology, and it's not even Dante. We have several technologies. We have is it Rivet, or I've forgotten the name now. There are also some technologies that do similar to what Dante does, but Dante is the most common or most used, yes, and the most user friendly. So that is how it works.
So that means if somebody wants to go and buy, somebody can just go into the market and buy a digital board and expect that it will be Dante, or you
need to specify. You need to specify. You need to specify that you want to buy. You want to buy, like now we are planning to buy board for our Annex 1 to upgrade that space. Okay. And whenever I want to buy a board,
it has to be
we must ensure that it's Dante enabled. Because our plan again is to transmit audio from main auditorium to Annex 1. Exactly. So whenever is in Annex 1 now, we'll be mixing.
Exactly.
Yes, it will not be like we need to call the main auditorium. You say open or increase or so that person will be independent. Yes. So that's how to leverage on technology. So already we have fiber from here to there. So we'll just move it. So it's achievable. When we started this, it was like it's not but it's achievable. When we started this, we started by ourselves. We got a laptop. Because there's a specification of laptop that can support it. So and we started it out. Somebody. Okay, this thing sounds great, and the sound was better. So it was a massive a turnaround or revolution. Yes, that time. That's a question. Okay.
So then, what are the limitations of Dante? I have experienced times where the connection between the desktop and the board was lost. The cables were still connected.
That person should just follow this class, because when we there are several things that could cause that. Yeah, there are several things that could cause that. Sometimes sometimes it could be the network cable. It's not properly crimped. Maybe something has happened. Then sometimes it could be the system act. So you now begin to experience dropouts. So because we've experienced all of those things, then sometimes you just need to relaunch the application. But there are several factors. There's this word I'm trying to look for. Timony, that thing that we do, that select all those channels, Dante.
Controller.
Dante controller, but there's this name that they call that thing.
Is it that patch bay?
That patch bay. Hey, sometimes your patching, so your patching too can cause it. So that is it, because there are several factors, because it's handling heavy data. So everything that you are using must be right. We have to get a desktop for it, and that's what we use. Because sometimes you will just come and you are work and the system will freeze. So we also experience in our early years when we started, we experienced some of those things during the experimenting but trust me, when you get to, because Dante is a course on the school, when you get to that time, the person that will treat it will go into details. And that's what we use now. We now introduce how do we do our streaming, our IT? Back then it was a sound card that we use. We took output from the board, from the system upstairs, from the broadcast system. I said this thing does digital to analog, analog to digital. So output from the sound card, we now transmit it. We now run the cable to the IT guys. They also have a sound card that they use to embed audio into their streaming, whatever. So when we started Dante, now told them that, okay, we want to install Dante on your board, that we want to transmit our audio. We don't want to transmit it via cable again. We want to transmit it via the network. And we experimented it. So presently, our online audio is through Dante. So the guys just plug it with that network switch I told you about. So they just got their own cable, just plug it and put it on their system, and they get so no latency, no cable noise. We've bypassed all those guys. So we just have the analog cable that we ran before. We just have it as backup in case anything goes wrong. You can easily switch.
You have to have an internet rate.
It doesn't contain internet. Yeah, it doesn't. You don't need internet with it. It is when you are installing and doing all of that you know that after it's run, it's just plug and play. Just the cable and your gigabit switch, not a regular switch, gigabit switch. Okay, we've stayed so long on Dante. So choosing the right audio interface. Consider your needs. Home studio, okay, music production, professional studio. I thought about this the other time. Your compatibility, then budget. Of course, some of these things are expensive. So we have the entry level, the Behringer, and all of that.
I support the Dante.
No. We have left Dante. I'm talking about the audio interface. The other interface. So of course, the preamps. They are the main the factor that states how expensive your audio interface will be. Like the high-end audio interface, now we have Apogee, RME, Babyface Pro FS, and all of that. So DI box. I've left audio interface. Now we are going to DI box. DI box. Interesting. This is the type of DI box. Yes, DI direct. That is on but direct injection box. So note that DI box is not an audio interface. It's not an audio interface. No, it's not. You can't connect this one. Doesn't go straight into your system. You can't use it on the system. Can't use it on the system. So it converts high impedance unbalanced instrument signals into low impedance. So when we're talking about impedance, we're talking about your resistance, resistance of cable and all of that. So these guys.
It's finished now.
Okay. So now this is how a DI box works. So for example, this guy is from my guitar. The other end is from my guitar. Then I plug it into the input. Then the output goes to the mixer. That's all. So this guy helps to attenuate, that is, help to suppress noise. If you have been experiencing noise on your guitar, I'm just using it, or your line instruments, I'm using guitar for example, especially guitar and bass guitar. I think you should try a DI box. Yes.
So how
I go to places that they connect their guitar, their instruments straight to the mixer. So there are several issues like that, especially noise. That's when you begin to hear hum and all of that boss. But with this, it's going to suppress it. And the interesting thing about this again is going to convert it to a balanced audio, and we are still going to get there balanced. So don't ask me yet what is balanced, what's unbalanced. Sure. No, it's not an audio interface. It's not an audio interface. It doesn't work with a system. It doesn't work like a sound card. Something like that, if you want to put it that way.
You said when it comes to noise, the DI box is an idea for you.
Yes.
As a gatekeeper, I'm a gatekeeper.
Oh, fantastic.
So I found myself in a situation where I use DI box.
Okay.
Because too noise. You have to slap the DI box.
That means your DI box is sick. That means your DI box is sick. Wait, if you slap it, it's going to, the noise will go away too. Meaning your DI box needs to go to the doctor. It's faulty. However, don't quote me in the sense that get me right properly. Even if your cable is bad, your cable might be bad, and if you like to use 20 DI box, it will still have the noise. But under normal circumstances where all the circumstances are right, your cable is fine, your guitar port is fine, because we have several. So there was a day that we were struck. What is happening? Okay, get us another guitar before we now discover that it's even the guitar that is having issues. So there are several issues that can cause noise. But what I'm just trying to say, by standard, you should use this on your line instrument. Want to ask the question?
Yes, I've also heard that guy helps with electrification.
Yes. Very, very important. Thank God you mentioned it. Yes, DI box to help from electric shock. Yes, because you know the guitar you're playing is strings. It's a conductor.
Yes.
It's a conductor. And if there is a leakage anywhere, yes, it has killed people.
Wow.
And sometimes, yes now. Sometimes some of us are not disciplined, whereby somebody's hand is wet or it just came from the rain and just mount it. It is dangerous. It's dangerous. That's why here you can't find any instrument that is connected directly. You use this DI box. It's not possible. It's a crime if any engineer does that. Just plug instrument directly. You don't even playback cable. You want to play from a phone or from a laptop, to still pass it through DI box. Yeah, that's the standard. Yeah.
That's also, it's not only it does not limit for.
Yes. It does a lot of work. There is this thing on it. There's earth, ground, and this on it. So even if the environment is not properly earthed, you can engage this guy, and he's going to earth your instrument. This one I use it personally.
So, but is it all DI box that has this functionality?
Most DI box. Yes. Any standard DI box you have it. Any standard DI box you have it. You have this. No, as in for gig, for my own personal.
I have one more question. So, while it's helping to contain the risk of electrocution,
Yes.
If it's doing that at the moment,
yes,
and the person's foot touches it, what would happen?
Okay, touches the DI box.
Yes, but I'm just assuming that while it's doing that, it's containing it within itself.
Okay.
Does the person stand
Well,
in front of the-
I don't know. I don't know what will happen. I don't know what will happen, but I think
it looks metallic, kind of.
yes, it will. No, actually, this thing has removed. This is how it's supposed to be. This thing has removed. However, the electrocution thing is not like it's a common phenomenon. It's just like we are not disciplined around here. A lot of bad connection here and there, everywhere. So these instruments are DCs. That is direct current. They are not alternating current. Alternating current. Alternating current is 100 volts and above. But this one is 10 volts, 15 volts, 24 volts. It will not even shock you. But sometimes some of those equipment, they are going to give one amplifier to one Musa somewhere, and something has gone wrong. So there's a leakage somewhere. So, and for the fact that your guitar is a conductor, strings, so it's the weakest link. So it's difficult for it to happen with a drummer or a keyboardist. All those things are insulators. But your guitar is a conductor.
I'm seeing some other ports on the DI box aside the
yes.
So I'm
That's
seeing the link and the SLR.
Yes, the link
So
is
what,
once I send my signal to this guy,
yes.
I can still take signal out from this guy to
Aside
the amplifier.
one,
No, this one is output. This one goes to, it's the guitar that is feeding me. This is the output. So this is how it works. This guy enters here, then this one goes to my mixer.
okay.
So what I'm sending here, this man filters it and gives me back.
Output.
Yes.
So now what will now this link? Now,
This
how
link
will it
is
now-
the input here. Whatever I'm feeding this guy is the same thing that is coming out here.
Okay, this one will now not work.
No, this one will still be going. This one will still be working. This one is just like you are doubling what you are putting here. It's just like an extension of what you are feeding this guy. This is the input. You can see input. And this is a link. So this man, I can still send it to an amplifier. Or to
So how about the SLR? This SLR.
okay. Yes, this XLR too is the same thing with this. They are both
it's also
inputs.
an input.
Yes, it's also an input. For in case what you are sending, yes, in case the cable is not a quarter inch, it's going to. Yeah. No. I've never seen that kind of diabox. Because the essence is for it to give you a balance or your balance signal. That's it. You
But
can't
this-
see output as
So this
Like
balance
jack,
that we
I've
are
not seen
talking
it.
about this 1/4.
quarter
But
inch.
there are some people that you will still say is balanced and it is
Yes,
still going
well, don't worry. You see, it's still in the slide. Yes. Okay. So the use of a diabox reduces noise and interference in long cable runs. I will get to this long cable. Okay.
it's so
Yes. And we don't have the icons for microphones.
Good. Now that is what I was talking about. Then there is a leakage somewhere. That one, there is nothing you can that to discontinue the use of that microphone and trace the fault. We've experienced it too around here. Yes, you trace the fault because it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
What
We've
if
had
it's not
we've had situation whereby someone used the mic and they'll feel it on their lips, shocking. So it's dangerous. So you discontinue it immediately. Safety first.
Also possible to use the icon.
No. How many diabox you want to use on mic? No, it's possible. Yes, of course it's possible. It's possible. But how will you want to achieve
They only
that?
come in this design. Did it come like a switch as well, or just a small?
No, it's just like this. Most of them are in this design. Please, can you let me get one on stage? Yes, you of course you can't even find this type there. So yes, sir.
Sorry,
No, it's fine. You know,
very interesting.
it's
But I find it as difficult. I accidentally joined. I look like I'm going to continue.
oh wow, that's good.
Those could you ask me this one?
Okay.
Okay, are these items? So I put them items.
Yes. No, it's fine. It's fine, don't worry.
Are they found in this country or usually?
Oh, they are found. They are found. They are found. But you know, what do we produce in Africa or Nigeria? They still bring them in. But the thing is that we have low end, high end, and the mid range. So it
So as you're
depends.
speaking about them, I mean, we don't be touching on the cost information.
Oh,
Even though like,
I don't even know. I don't even have idea. So I don't have idea. You can check it online. Like this one is BSS audio. This look at another one. This is another. Like this one now is a stereo. This one is a bad one. Oh, you unplug it. Oh, okay. Okay. I hope you notice where you move from. So this is because look at this left and right.
Oh, left and right for
Yes.
just one instrument.
Yes.
Not there for two instruments.
Yes. For one instrument. This is a stereo device. Like this one now is a mono. You see that you use this one or you use this one. But this one you use it. Yes.
But this
And this one
one
also have RCA, what you call phono.
phone.
It also has RCA. And look at the output to stereo. And it's, look at the lift and the arts that I talk about, but it's a button. And this is a clack technique. These are high end. It's very expensive. So yes, very expensive. This is a clack technique. It's a stereo gearbox. And so then you can attenuate if the signal is too hot. What they are sending, maybe they are doing a playback, or the guitarist has cranked this with the whole volume. Once I engage this guy now, it will drop. It's part and it will drop 20 dB
From it.
yes from it. So whatever is coming out has been regulated. So
can I ask a question between the mono
thank you.
and the stereo? Is there
Attenuation is to just bring something down to suppress.
is there a classical difference between a stereo DI bus and this mono in
Yes.
terms of what
Yes.
it is doing?
Yes, there is a difference. We'll get to it. Don't be faster. Okay.
I'm about to see my some guys in live. I
Once I plug a microphone into like audio interface, or I plug into a device, whatever that mic is producing, if there's not receiving any support, no signal, I'm trying to use layman mic. It's just whatever you're giving that mic is giving out. But line, the difference with line is that the whatever equipment you plug that instrument on, there is a boost from that equipment. So that's why when you use a microphone directly on a mic port, once you change it to a line, you see that it becomes louder. So that's just the difference. It becomes like louder. Yeah, so once you switch, like this guy has a mic and has a line. Once I switch it to a line, this microphone will just increase. But if it's on the mic, it will just whatever I'm sending, that is what is coming out. But with this, it's like times 2 or times 3.
So on mic, you mean XLR, or what do you mean by the line and the line?
This man,
Go online.
No,
I'm trying to.
It's usually on devices. When you begin to operate audio devices, you will come across it. So just you might not understand now, don't worry. But once you see that thing, when you begin to operate all those things, once okay, this is a mic and the line that this man was talking about. And so you will now choose what you want to do.
on analog board, you will see mic.
I know that one is different, but we'll get to that when we get to mixer. We get to that.
Those guys that are doing content now, they're talking passing knowledge.
Yes.
Nowadays, I see that the sound quality is very clear and
Yeah, and rich.
and rich.
Yes.
This all of this fun this kind of thing, or is it mic?
Good. This is what they use. This is what they use. Give me that. Okay. This is it. It's just, now we have different kind of mics. So this is a microphone. So once I attach it to my body now, it's a mic. So and all this mic, most of them are wireless. In fact, all of them are wireless. However, they have two parts. You have the mic and the receiver. The receiver too is also small. So sometimes it's type C. Yes, you just attach it to the phone. So the phone automatically, the phone will see it. And the microphone, because every phone has a microphone. So the microphone on your phone that comes from the factory, you just switch to this external mic. You will see external mic, so it's just switch. So then it depends on the quality of the mic itself. There are some that has noise cancellation. So it's going to cancel anything, to give priority to whatever is hearing. So, and that's what we used last week. We tried that last week. Work today. It came. We don't know. The technology is not even. It's not cooperating with us this morning. So I just presently is the microphone on my laptop that is speaking, and it's going to be picking a lot. Those online will have noticed the difference between last week and today. There will be different. Now we can't even get your own voices. Yes, like last week now we passed microphone around. So okay, so matches impedance, split signals for amp ahead. That's the split signal for amps that I talked. You can split your signal here to ground lift, eliminate hum, then protects against phantom power mishaps and all of that. So we have two types of DI box. We have active and passive. Active and passive. Yes. Active uses battery. Passive doesn't use. Active uses battery. Passive doesn't use. So passive, no power required for passive. Like this guy now is active. It's active.
Oh,
It has power. So if I don't on it, it will not work. So I can do it two ways. It uses battery. Battery is here. Yes. Use battery, or there are two ways I can power it. Either through my mixer, or look at it. It uses battery, so it's 9 volts. Once I disconnect this, no more power. Yes.
Will it still work?
It will not work. It's built
to work
active.
with.
Yes. So, but now you can power it from your mixer. That means you have to on the phantom power. It will still come up. It will still come up.
So, sir, does the use of the battery, does it make it better in its handling of?
It will not even work. It will not come up.
No, what I'm saying is between an active DI.
Okay, we will see it. You will see it. You will see it. You will see it. You see the differences. Yes. Yes, that's a speaker. Don't take us back to speaker.
I understand. Yes,
Yes. Like active speaker has its own inbuilt amplifier. Once you buy the speaker, you don't need to it has come. You just send your signal to it. You are good to go. But passive, you have when you are buying your speaker, you buy an amplifier that will power it. No, it's preference. It's preference. I don't know.
Is it normal at the moment?
Because they all have their own advantage and disadvantage.
Yes.
Now, passive. If anything goes wrong with the amp, you can easily get passive that you can easily get another amp and your speaker is still working. But active, if anything goes wrong with the speaker itself, for example, the amp is inside and it's useless. You understand what I'm trying to say? The amp is being built. You power up your powered speaker. It's on, but it's not transmitting. It's not sending anything, and the amplifier is fine. However, so you carry the two. But if it's separated, anytime your speaker has 40 passive, you can buy another speaker, and if it's the other way around, you can get another amplifier. So that's just it. Yes. But however, it is for active now. You don't need to buy speaker cables when installing. It's only signal cable. It's only signal cable that will feed it. No need to run any cable anywhere. Once you mount your speaker, you just send signal into it and good to go. So they have their own pros and cons.
So
So it depends on.
understand what you mean by signal cable.
For example, this is a speaker. This is an amplifier. This I send my signal into my amplifier. I now have to take another cable from here to this guy. But for my powered speaker, once I send this guy, that's all. No, it's only this. I don't need another cable to go anywhere. Yes. Okay. No, ask your question. Ask. That's the essence of the class. That's the essence of the class. That's why we are trying to come down. We are trying to come down to all levels: beginner, intermediary, and advanced. Yeah. So active requires power, like I said. It boosts speaker signals, whatever. So that's DI box. Then stereo DI box, 2 channels is the same thing. Stereo DI box, left and right. Left and right. So for example, like here, our keyboard, some of our instruments are stereo.